Hello friends, welcome to hopeinfo channel. From this video we are going to talking about the oil and gas HSE interview. More than 35 common questions and answers about the drilling HSE, production HSE, pipeline HSE and HSE from all oil and gas sector. The questions number 1 is, what is the HSE? Health, Safety and Environment. HSE refers to a branch or department within a company that is responsible for the observance and protections of occupational health and safety rules and regulations along with the environmental protection. The questions number 2 is, what are the responsibility of safety officer? So the HSE officers act and advisory capacity to the management and supervision with regards to health and safety environment and ensure that the activities are being performed with the acceptable safety norms. The third one is helping supervisor to identifying hazardous and unsafe conditions and ensuring the rectifications. Fourth one is conducting risk assessment and gashse pre-task meeting on all other projects related to safety requirements. The fifth one is conducting toolbox meeting, supervisor safety meeting, and conducting training various topics, conducting safe incentive programs, conducting safety audit and inspections. The number 6 is investigate hazards and dangerous occurrence, examine the cause of accident, carry out a safety inspection. The questions number 3 is types of permits normally used in the oil and gas industry. There are 5 types of permits. Hot work permit, it's a red color. Cold work permit is a green color. Radiography permit is a yellow color. Vehicle or mobile plant entry work permit. Confined space entry permit. The questions number 4, what is the excavations and types of excavation? The act of digging a hole or channel in the ground by machines or human. The types of excavations: manual excavation, the excavation without using any powered equipment. Mechanical excavation, the excavation work using any electrical or mechanical equipment. Questions number 5 is, what is the excavation hazards? Number 1 is cave-in or collapse of soil. Number 2 is risk due to the presence of underground installations, pipelines, cable. Drowning due to the water seepage into the trench. Number 4 is soil vibrations due to machinery. Number 5 is lack of oxygen or asphyxiation. Number 6 is underground obstructions or damage to buried pipelines and service. Number 7 is accidental fall of personnel or equipment inside the trench. Number 7 is struck or hit by the excavating machinery. Number 7 is dropped or falling objects. Number 8 is flammable or toxic gas release. Number 9 is electrical shock due to the contact with energized electricals or telecoms cable. Number 10 is encountering wet soil, mixing with water or reaching the water table. Number 11 is encountering contaminated soil. The questions number 6 is, what is the safety precautions for excavation jobs? The safety precautions, the number 1 is no mechanical excavations closer than 5 meters to any hydrocarbons carrying pipeline. The number 2 is, for any excavations deeper than 1 meter, the ladder must be positioned, projecting minimum or 1 meter above the edge of the excavations. The number 3 is, ladder shall be securely supported at the bottom as well as at the top. The number 4 is, heavy equipment machinery shall be kept at least 3 meters away from the edge. Number 5 is, all trench shall have barrier and reflective warning. Number 6 is, flashing lights are mandatory during poor visibility. The questions number 7 is, what is the HTS? HTS is produced or generated by decompositions of organic materials. It's a highly toxic gas and highly flammable. It smells like a rotten eggs at low concentration. It's highly flammable. It's colorless. It is heavier than air, 1.19. It's highly soluble in water and other liquids. Its exposure limit 10 ppm is at the maximum allowed for 8 hours. Increasing exposure will cause headache and irritations of eyes. 800 ppm or more will be instantly fatal. The questions number 8 is what is the safety precautions for H2S gas? The number 1 is a sufficient number of escape masks shall be kept in area where H2S is liable to present. Number 2 is in a case H2S present is suspected in an area, the persons must put on an escape mask immediately and a toxic gas test must be made immediately with an appropriate detector to determine concentrations of H2S in air. Working persons shall be occupied with the personal detector. If working in H2S contaminated atmosphere, must wear suitable breathing apparatus (BA) set and work pairs to support and rescue each other in the event of difficulties. Now the wind directions and evacuate in the crosswind direction in case of H2S level. The questions number 9 is how to treatments of persons affected by H2S. Positive pressure breathing apparatus must be worn by any persons attempting a rescue. The victim must be immediately moved to fresh air, possibly in upwind direction of the gas leak. The rescue must be outside the contaminated area before the removing her person's breathing apparatus. BA. If the victim has stopped breathing, resuscitation must be started immediately using artificial respirations or a resuscitator is if available. Medical help must be summoned as soon as possible. Question number 10 is what's the flash point FP? The minimum temperature at which a flammable mixing of a gas or vapor in the air will momentarily flash when a source of ignition spark is introduced. The question number 11 is what is a fire triangle? Fire triangle is a diagram that represents the three components that create the fire, such as oxygen, air, fuel, and heat. Source of ignition. Absence of any of the components, the fire will not occur. Question number 12. What is the different class of fire or what is the types of fire? Class A, carbon-based combustion material like wood, rubber, paper, fabric. Class B, liquid like petrol, oil, thinner. Class C, gases like acetylenes, propanes, LPG, butane. Class D, metals like sodium, potassium, magnesium. Class E, fire involving energized electrical equipment as electrical cable, electrical motor. Questions number 13 is what are unsafe act and unsafe conditions? Unsafe act is working without safety precautions or at the act which can create an accident. For example, working at the heights without any fall protections. Unsafe conditions is the place where the hazard is hiding. For example, working inside the deep trench without sloping. Question number 14 is what's the safety precaution during welding or hot working? Hot work will start with a valid hot permit working. If it's inside the refinery, then need to cover the welding point with the proper fire blanket. Frequent gas tests to be carried out. With the area with the water and pressurized fire water hose to be kept near the hot work area. Combustible materials to be removed from the welding point. Keep the certified and valid fire extinguisher near the hot work area. Trained and certified fire watcher should be present. Equipment which will be used for the hot work to be inspected before starting up their jobs. All welding machine must be conducted with the GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter, or ELCB, earth leakage circuit breaker, and approved spark arrested. The question number 15 is what will be your actions if someone's inform you about the accident? The number 1 is asking about the location of the accident and details. The number 2 is after reaching the locations, analyzes the situations. If someone's get hurt or during an accident, must be evacuated to the nearest medical center after giving the first aid by the qualified first aider or doctor. The number 3 is report to the client, HSE specialist, and concerned project manager. Number 4 is investigate the accident and prepare an accident report. The question number 16 is what is the UEL? Upper explosive limit. It's the maximum proportion of the vapor, gas, and dust in air above the which propulsive the flame does not occur on contact with the source of ignition. Question number 17 is what is the PPE? Personal protective equipment. PPE, it's equipment used to protect the person from hazards such as dust, dirt, or bombs and spark. It's a barrier between the hazard and the person. Question number 18. What is EOD and what will be your responsibility if an EOD identified? EOD is a standard for explosive ordnance disposal. In a case of unidentified object, find it, mark the area so as to relocate it, keep away all the worker from the particular area. If possible, details a watchman and inform the respective area fire situations will clear detail. Stop all activity at the locations until clearly by KOC ordnance disposal required. Question number 19 is, what are the safety questions during lifting operation? Number 1 is the load is clear of any obstruction. The crane is not used to drag the load or pull the slings beyond a few inches. The number 3 is no movement is allowed under the suspended load. Barricade or swing radius of the crane. Never slings different size of tubulars together. All equipment must be inspected by the third party and valid of the inspections must be checked. Safe workload or SWL of the cranes and forks shall be marked and highlighted. Do not use the wire rope slings if it is kicked, crushed, fried, or corroded. The question number 20 is, what are the potential hazards during the lifting operation? Number 1 is accident, hit or crushed by the hanging load, falling objects, collapse of the lifting equipment due to the overload, overturning of the cranes, failure of the lifting gears such as wire ropes, hooks, shackles, eyeballs, chain. Question number 21 is, what is a lifting plan? It's a document describing the plans for safe lifting. It shows the details of the cranes to be used, lifting tackles to be used, detail of the load, detail of the crane setup, lifting steps. Question number 22 is, what is rigging and slinging? Rigging and slinging is a part of mechanical handling activity that involves lifting and shifting of heavy material through the safe use of the equipment, machinery or device such as cranes, wire ropes, hooks, shackles, chain, pulley. Question number 23 is, what is a dead man switch and what is the use of it? The dead man switch is a control switch which is connected with the sandblasting nozzles gun to control the flow from the sandblasting nozzle guns while sandblasting. Question number 24 is, what is a hazardous waste? Any waste, solid, slugs, slurry and liquid which is either combustibles, explosive, inflammable, corrosive, reactive or toxic. The questions number 25 is, what are the 5 main responsibilities of the permit issue? Number 1 is, all hazards associated with proposed work have been identified. Number 2 is, for any work begins, the work site is safety prepared. Number 3 is, work permit that may interact or affected another cross-refer clearly. The number 4 is, the work is examined to ensure that it is in safe condition. The number 5 is, the shift change handover is properly followed and permit endorsement and transfer to responsibility has been completed. The question number 26 is, what are the fall protection system? The fall protection system is the safety belt, safety harness, lifeline, safety net, guardrail system. The questions number 27 is, what's the SCBA? What are the contents of SCBA? And the SCBA is self-contained breathing apparatus. The contents of SCBA is compressed air cylinder, valve face piece, air supply hose, pressure regulator, low pressure alarm, pressure gauge. The question number 28 is, what is the SCUBA? SCUBA is a self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. The questions number 29 is, what is a shoring? Shoring is a support to prevent trench collapsing. If the site of trench is unstable, soft or chance to collapse, then the shoring is essential. It's to be made by competent person. The number 13 is, what is the purpose of safety? To save life and protect the property. The questions number 31 is, what is the isolation? It's a temporary disconnected from the source. The questions number 32 is, what is the explosive range for HTS? The explosive range for HTS is low explosive limit minus 4.5% and upper explosive limit is minus 45.5%. And auto ignition temperature IIT 260 Celsius and 500 Fahrenheit. Threshold limit values TLV explosive is 10 ppm. The questions number 33 is, what's the functions of insulation? Insulation will keep the heat of protect. Without insulation, oil will be waxed. The questions number 34 is what is a fire? Fire is the chemical reactions of oxygen, heat, fuel, and burning materials made together will be started the fire. The questions number 35 is what's your understanding of the HSE awareness? My understanding for HSE awareness to promoting and dismantling health, safety, and environment program. Here we come to the end of the video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share my channels. Until another video, have a good times and bye.